And we're back. Good afternoon. This is Congressman Jeff Denham, filling in for a vacationing Ray Appleton. My guest this second hour here is Congressman Bill Shuster. He is the chair of the Subcommittee on Railroads, Pipelines, Hazardous Materials of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Again, this committee deals with everything rail transportation, from Amtrak, freight, cargo, employee contracts, rail security, but dealing with high-speed rail. And people have asked me my position quite a few times. I want to see oversight on this. You had brought that up this last hour, but I just believe that with increased congressional oversight, my hope is that the high-speed rail in California is in California's future. But right now, there's no plan. It hasn't penciled out, and until it's feasible, we need to make sure that we've got funding for concrete, create jobs here locally. We've got to expand Highway 99. Congressman Shuster, in your area, you talked about there's no ability or no room to actually expand the freeways. We actually have the ability and the room here to expand Highway 99 to get our ag products back out and across the nation. And whether we build high-speed rail or not, we've got to expand Highway 99 for goods movement. But we've got the opportunity to do both, but we can't afford to do it if it doesn't pencil out.
Right, and you're absolutely right, Jeff. It's got to be oversight. I think that anybody that looks at California or a state that's growing, that like California has in the past, and the importance it is to this nation, you believe reasonably that high-speed rail will be in its future. But it has to be done right. We can't go into these projects and say, oh yeah, lick your thumb and put it up in the air and say it's going to be about this much, because at the end of the day, every dollar we have, a taxpayer dollar, is precious. We need to make sure we're good stewards of those tax dollars. And I think you're right. It's got to pencil out. It's got to make sense financially as well as operationally in the future. And we here in the East know how critical California is to the economy of this nation. As I said before, I don't have the exact facts on what the breadbasket of the United States, the valley there, produces, but I know that I go into my stores and locally here in Pennsylvania, and there's always products from California, whether it's tomatoes or almonds or pistachios or fruits and vegetables. I mean, they're coming out of the Central Valley out there, and we in the East rely on that. And so you're right. If there's a roadway that needs to get those farmers markets to shipping areas to get them across the country, or get them to the ports to send them out internationally, we have to look at that. And I know that you have space out there in that part of California to expand your roads, and need to, it sounds like.
Well, and the president continues to talk about shovel-ready projects. We need jobs now. I mean,
right.
As we've seen the president come on the airways many times over the last several weeks about how the recession is over and jobs are being created. Not here in our community. In our community, we still have huge unemployment, double-digit unemployment, some places well over 20%. A lot of that has to do with our water shortage that you and I have talked about a lot, and we need to do anything we can to create jobs. And so we want to make sure that if the high-speed rail dollars aren't going to be used, if this project does not pencil out, if they don't come up with a plan, that before this money reverts back to the federal government, we have an opportunity to actually expand Highway 99 and give locals the choice on getting those jobs created today. But we just can't ignore what a big issue our unemployment rate is here.
Right, and I've been out there. I've seen the numbers, and these are the kind of jobs that you can. I know that you've got the projects out there to go, and they'll construction jobs, heavy equipment operators, in the aggregate business. It'll affect positively the unemployment situation out there in California. And I always like to point out to folks, especially people that are conservative, people that believe in the Constitution, and that if they're Republicans too, I like to point this out, that historically based on our Constitution, in Article 1 Article 1, Section 8, in the enumerated powers, it lays out the authorities granted to Congress, and it's provide for the common defense. There's the Commerce Clause, which regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states, and then Article 1, Section 8, Clause 7 says to establish post offices and post roads. All three of those enumerated powers deal with the transportation system of America. For our security, if we ever, God God forbid anybody would ever try to attack us, but we'd be able to move our troops where we had to quickly under the transportation system. The commerce, promoting and regulating the commerce among the states and internationally. You got to have a national transportation system, and the post roads of 1790s are now the highways, the byways, the system, the transportation system of today. So it's in the Constitution. It's something that Congress has done since its founding. It's dealt with it took over the building and maintenance and repairs of the lighthouses in the port system in America because it knew it dealt with all those things. The first federally funded road is right through my district in Pennsylvania, the National Pike, the National Highway. Funds were authorized under Jefferson. It was built under, I believe, Madison, completed, and we're coming on the 200-year anniversary. So in the founding, we built roads, we built transportation projects, and as Republicans, it's been one of our issues, and we need to make sure we keep this as our own issues. Lincoln built the Transcontinental Railroad in the middle of a Civil War. He felt it was the need that was necessary to do it, to connect this nation and to promote the economy, creating jobs. Teddy Roosevelt built the Panama Canal, which got goods from the West Coast to the East Coast, from the Far East and the European to different coastlines, and that was built by a Republican administration. And Eisenhower, of course, built the Federal Highway System. So, constitutionally, we're on sound footing to be supporting and looking at these types of things at the federal level. And historically and traditionally as Republicans, it's something we've done because the system benefits every American. Even that stay-at-home mom who got up this morning and got that milk out of the refrigerator to pour on the kids' cereal, that milk got from the farm to the store to her house through the transportation system. And those kids are going to get on a bus or be driven to school today. So every day we're affected by the transportation system. So it's something that is good for the economy. It's good for right now to make sure we're creating those jobs that they need out there in California and Central Valley.
Absolutely. And we need to get the greatest bang for our buck, make sure that we're actually spending our transportation dollars on asphalt and goods movement, and we've got to have a sound plan and oversight to do that. Well, with that, let's go to the phone lines. These phone lines have lit up. We've got a very popular congressman who is the chair of the Rail Committee, Congressman Bill Shuster. So let's take our first call. Dale from Clovis.
I'm with you.
Good afternoon.
I'm having a hard time understanding how, after the state of California lied to us about the ridership, the cost, where the routes would go, they were supposed to be on transportation corridors rather than cutting a swath through our farmland, we're considering throwing federal money at this white elephant project that doesn't pencil out, will not work. It's being used as a way to rejuvenate downtown Fresno and downtown areas and create jobs rather than creating a viable transportation system.
Dale, you're absolutely right. I think that's what Congressman Denham and I are saying here today. If this thing is not penciling out, if it's not going to do what the state of California said it was going to do, then that's something we have to take a hard look at and back away if necessary. And I'm fully prepared to do that. But again, I want to make sure we get all the facts right. I want to make sure we have the right oversight to go about doing this. And Jeff's been in Congress now for maybe 90 days. I'm not sure if it's even quite 90 days, but he's been effective. He's brought this to the attention to not only me, but to the chairman of the committee, and he's pushing this issue very hard in Washington to say, look, if it makes sense, we want to do it, but he's got concerns and we've got concerns, and we've got to be good stewards of the taxpayer dollar.
Thanks, Dale. We've got to go to